The Rift Valley is home to a variety of species. These species exist in a symbiotic relationship. Grass is an essential ingredient in the relationship, but over the years, the conflict for this rare commodity in the region has seen man's ingenuity come to play. It is a dawn of a new day in Ngurumani village, Kajiado West in Kajiado County, south of Nairobi.
Soralo stands for South Rift Association of Landowners, which is an area that stretches from Loita forest all the way to northern of Amboseli. It is a transboundary area. We are bordering northern Tanzania and southern Kenya, the county of Kajiado and Narok.
Kajiado County is one of the semi-arid counties that was hard hit by drought, which is the worst in 40 years in the Horn of Africa. The drought left millions of livestock dead and their owners counting losses. However, on this side of the county, the dry and parched land is turning green thanks to Just Dig It. By just digging degraded land and spreading grass seeds, hope is being restored. Overgrazing and loss of biodiversity have left this area completely barren. Initially, the ban on grazing was very difficult to enforce in Ngurumani, which has a significant population belonging to pastoralist Ma community, and to encourage the Ma community to follow the new rules. A community land was designated as paddock for rotational grazing. The people saw the result of this project within the first few years, and the participation of the people in its development as well as protecting the area increased.
And this project is predicated on the 5 principles of Soralo, which means Ramatare, which is generally translates to conservation, and Kanyit, which means respect for resources, and Kopang, which means our land, and Taisere, which means the future, and Lenore, which means research or gathering of knowledge. So those are the things that drive us and help us to focus on our mandate as South Rift Association of Landowners.
In a show how precious the grass is, Matampasi takes care of the grass in the restored area by fencing it off and keeping an eye on it every day.
Anatengeneza kama bomba ya Masai. Masai anatengeneza bomba namna hiyo, hakuna kitu anaingia. Hakuna simba anaingia na kula mbuzi na kula ng'ombe, hapana. Hata mimi natengeneza hapa, ng'ombe haingii, hata pori ya nje haingii. Hapana. Mchana mimi nakaa hapa, nakuja asubuhi, nakaa mpaka saa 12 naenda nyumbani. Asubuhi ya saa 2 kama saa 1 ataingia hapa. Anaona hapa ni ngua mzuri kabisa. Naletea mimi saa hii faida kubwa sana.
Grazing is a natural control mechanism for grasslands. Traditionally, grasslands experience overgrazing and fires. The issue develops when there is excessive grazing. When there are both palatable and unpalatable grass species in a pasture, the cattle prefer to consume more of the palatable species, preventing the palatable species from dispersing their seeds and reproducing. Over time, unpalatable species will totally rule the region.
Grass seed banks are small farms where you enclose it with a fence, you plow it, and then you train the communities to plant grass seeds. So with these grass seeds, once it's received the rainfall, it germinates, then they mature. The women that are working with within these small farms are able to harvest grass seeds and sell them. So this becomes an opportunity for us as restoration people to restore environment, and also the women get to earn some income from the sale of seeds, which we ourselves as Just Dig It are the buyers of the seeds, so that we can use it to restore other degraded ecosystems. We have Soralo here in the South Rift, who are already, they have a good relationship with the community. They understand the community very well. They understand their livelihoods and they understand the needs of the people. And since the people who are living here are pastoralists, their first priority is always towards their livestock. If it's not water, it's pasture. So when we came into this community, it was very easy for us to move in with our interventions, because our interventions are mainly to improve the grazing areas for pastoralist communities. So for them, it was something very easy to understand. And with the help of Soralo and the leadership from the group ranches, we were able to mobilize the community, to train them and empower them on these solutions, and on the importance of bringing back nature to improve their grazing areas and also to improve their livelihoods. So nature-based solutions are solutions that are pro-environment. So they are simple, low-tech techniques that are easy to use. The communities can easily work on it.
Nguruman's success in restoring the grasslands was achieved through rotational grazing.
When we talk about cooling the earth, it's trying to stabilize the temperatures of the land surface within an area from the microclimate to the mesoclimate. We know that the more the land is bare, the more it is exposed and the hotter it gets. And we have ground cover, we have vegetation, we have grasses, we have some biomass covering. Of course, there will be a lot of shades, and water retention is improved, and evaporation is reduced, and the glare from the sun rays is reduced on the top of the soil. And so we work together to try and restore the fertility of the land to support the life that is on it. We have livestock, we have wildlife, we have people, we have vegetation, and we have a lot of bird life.
Every year, a 50-acre patch of the grassland would be conserved at a time, not allowing grazing on that patch, which allow the palatable species of grasses to regenerate. Just Dig It has been in these landscapes for 2 years now, and its mission to cool the earth is being felt on the ground.
Soralo analeta faida kabisa. Saa hii anaona hapa, nakuwa mahali mzuri sana. Anaona nje, anaona kafu tu, anaona kazi mzuri sana. Na nashukuru sana, namwambia asante. Napata nguvu kuongeza shamba.
Climate change, poor land use, and uncontrolled grazing patterns have dealt this land a big blow over time, leading to massive degradation. But with the interventions, the script is changing for better.
Because of the interventions that we've put in place, if we can look at the areas where we have the interventions and areas that we do not have interventions, there's a huge contrast. Yeah? There's a huge contrast, and you find that the communities have even seen the difference in that, and they can see how if they have a very huge land with such interventions, that they can be able to mitigate these effects of drought, which comes in year out because of now the climate change that we are experiencing. But for sure, the sites that we have the interventions, they were not that much hit by the previous drought, because even if you go there now, you can see vegetation. Even though they are dry, but you can see them. There's cover in those areas, and the areas which we don't have interventions, it's just bare.
We start with going to where the communities believe is bare land. It is actually bare, and then it shows that there was grass in the past years, and then we work on it with a number of technical interventions. We work with the communities. We have what we call soil burns, where we excavate a bit part of the soil to create small pots of soil that help to reduce the surface runoff and retain water for long within the landscape. we call those ones soil barns. Then we have other structures we call water retention structures, like small trenches that range between 500 millimeters width to and several meters in length. And we also have others that are 1 meter wide, 1 meter deep, and the length can be as long as practical, that we use to reduce the surface runoff. When this water collects, and in these structures where we excavate, then the water is absorbed within that area. We reduce soil erosion, we increase absorption, and the temperature of the soil goes down.
Due to the interventions, the number of livestock that were affected by drought was very minimal in this area. They say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. There is hope in this community that should they continue to work with stakeholders in conservation, their land will be fully restored.
Our initial intervention was 80 acres of land have been fully restored, and we have another 40 acres which are used as grass seed banks, which are fully managed by women and protected from trampling by wildlife and livestock. And we see ourselves expanding as much as resources would allow into other areas like Mosiro, Matapato, in Mailua Group Ranch, and we also hope to expand to Torosei area. We also hope to expand to Olkeri area, and also control invasive species, especially the prosopis, which has become a very serious menace.
Despite the handles, community protected grasslands have substantially better success rates since environmental conservation is linked to people's livelihoods in these circumstances.